and I am sitting inside a E864 Apache. So let me give you a little bit of history about the Apache. Was first developed back in 1986. Has been the backbone of the U.S. Army's attack helicopter fleet since 2003. It is a tandem crewed aircraft with a pilot who sits in the back seat and the co-pilot in the front seat. Now the front seat, or the front seater, aka the CPG, he's also the gunner. So he takes care of the weapon systems. He can also, if the need should arise, he can also fly the helicopter. He's certified as a pilot as well. So it's quite a sophisticated weapon system in this aircraft as well. It's primarily the primary weapon systems here are is equipped with the 20 millimeter chain gun, which sits down below. I'll show you an outside view in a minute here, and the stations out here, they hold 2.75 millimeter rockets, as well as the primary, or the meat of this attack helicopter is the Hellfire missile. The Hellfire missile is designed specifically for armored, aka tanks. This helicopter is the Army's primary attack helicopter, especially when it comes to armor. It's also equipped with the PNVS, which stands for Pilot Night Vision System, the TADS, which stands for Target Acquisition and Designation Site, the FLIR, or Forward-Looking Infrared, and the IHADS. The IHADS, which stands for Integrated Helmet and Display Sighting System. I currently have one on right now, although right now it looks like, to you, it looks like just a bunch of objects hanging off my head. But I don't know why it's not showing up on this recording now. But anyways, so my primary objective today, though, is I'm going to show some hovering techniques, some hovering practice that hopefully will help people when they're first learning to hover a helicopter. But anyways, so hovering a helicopter. First thing is when you first pick up, you're going to use, if you're sitting in a counterclockwise rotating rotor system, which most of the U.S. helicopters are, you're going to be applying a little bit of left pedal input. So here's your pedals up front here, pedals left and right, a little left input on your pedal, and then the gadget to my side here. I don't know if you can see it or not. I want to be careful not to pick up too much on it. You can see it jiggling, is the collective. So left pedal input, and then you start slowly raising the collective. They also call this the power. So bring up the collective, and as you get to a certain point, and the point what I'm talking about are the torque percentages. Okay, so watch these screens ahead of me. These are called the MPDs. You're going to look at the left MPDs here, looking at the far left column there. So watch those numbers. It says right below the red line, it shows 22. So if I start picking up my collective, watch the numbers start to change. Those numbers will start to change. Those are what we want to be looking at. So it should be known to you what the pickup power is going to be for the particular helicopter you're flying. So you're looking up for that as you pick up. You're looking at those numbers. Then once you get to your target, what you know, if you know, for example, your pickup is 50% torque, then once you're showing 50% torque there on the MPD, you go eyes out front. And when you're going eyes out front, you're looking at an object, what I call far rocks. My far rocks, I'm going with the potato masher looking structure out directly to my front there, kind of slightly to the right a little bit. I'm going to use that as my far rocks. It's also, so your far rocks helps you to maintain your position left and right. Then I use the near rocks. Near rocks, I'm going to use the potato masher grenade looking thing. The third one that sits over here to my right, that's going to be my near rocks. And your near rocks are used to maintain your position going backwards or forwards or backwards. So also that the far rocks is also, I guess what they call a backdrop. It helps you to keep your altitude as well. So it tells you if you're going up or down. Let's see, cockpit running. I'm going to go ahead and close my canopy here. So, first of all, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick up. I'm going to show you my pickup here. I'm going to take it into a hover. Then I'm going to move it over to an area of this airport over here, just to my left, where you see all those structures. You know, the potato masher grenade-looking structures over there. It's a row of them. There's a set of 3 rows of them. I'm going to move over to there. They have there are some squares, what they call hovering squares. I'm going to go show you some hovering techniques over there. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and pick up. Let's get this here party started here. Picking up 30. Eyes out. And then as I pick up, things going to want to go light on the skids, and it's also going to be wanting to go left or right or whatever. You want to use your cyclic and your pedals to maintain your forward position. Correct any movement. Don't want any rearward movement. Okay, so right there. Now I'm going to pick up, I want my nose pointed forward, so right pedal input. There's my far rocks. Wait till get to a nice steady hover. Near rocks, far rocks. Near rocks, far rocks. And right there. Now I'm nice and steady. So it's just a matter of making small inputs on your cyclic left and right to maintain your position. What it is, it's a balancing act. Think of it as like those guys that balance plates on the end of a stick. It's kind of just like that. It's you're balancing, because you think about it. You have on the top of this helicopter the rotor blades, and they sit suspended on the very top of the helicopter, and essentially what you're doing, you're moving this cyclic here, or the stick moves that it moves those rudders left or right, forward or back. So that's what you really are literally doing, is balancing that entire rotor system on the top there. And so I'm watching my near rocks and far rocks, maintain position, try to maintain position as much as I can. No rear movement. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move over there now. So normally, also in a real world situation, I would be contacting the ATC to let them know I'm going to be this is ATC. This is blah blah blah. I will be moving over to the X side of the airport to conduct some hovering practice. But since how this is not a real world situation, not going to worry about that. So this is a very nice helicopter for hovering, so thought I'd make it as easy as I can for myself here for this training tutorial. Just looking left and right, nobody, no traffic. So I'm just gonna go sit parallel and then and do a pedal turn till I'm sitting facing about center down, about midway down this first row of structures here. See, what you're seeing though on the top of my head though is, like I said, is the IHADS. It's the IHADS equipment, and when you have that deployed, it shows an image just like in a HUD. If you're ever seeing a fighter jet, they have HUDs with a heads-up display that shows all their most important information for the aircraft, i.e. speed, altitude, things like that that you need. It's valuable, important information that you need to see rather than looking down at your instrument gauges. Oop. I don't know what happened there. I think I caught some wind or something, but back under control. Okay, so let me get me turned facing these here. I need to pick up a little bit more in altitude. Watch my rearward movement. No rear movement because that fence back there. Okay, so I'm going to pick up here. I'm going to pick up and go up over the top of these structures here. No rear movement. As I pick up, I'm bringing up my power, aka the collective up. And also implying a little bit of left pedal. The more up you go, the more left pedal you need. The more left pedal is required. So, and right straight to my front, you can see the hovering squares. I'm going to go ahead and pick up over the top of those until I'm on the other side, and I will set back down. Eyes out, especially when you're doing maneuvers like this and you're, I guess you would call this this is steep. Going to be a steep approach and descent here down on the far side of these structures here that I'm just now passing over. And power's going down. As I'm going down, I want eyes out. Especially important for eyes out here. And as I get closer to the ground, pick back up on the power, collective up. And I'm going to take her over to this square right over here. Trying to maintain my altitude. Okay, right there. Descending a little bit. So you can also just use kind of like as a backdrop the horizon straight ahead. you'll be able to see if you're focused on that horizon. You can see if you're going up or down. So yes, I'm going down a little bit, so a little bit of collective up. And right there. So I'm going to go ahead and execute a left pedal turn. That means my tail is going to be going right. As I make my turn, trying to keep my head looking around. She's wanting to raise up on me. This is going to be a 180 turn. Left pedal turn. Okay, stop right there. And now far rocks. I'm going to pick a far rocks. I think I'm going to go for that truck right straight out in front of me. I think it's far enough away. And then my near rocks, I'm going to go with the T in the ground over there. So near rocks, far rocks, near rocks, far rocks, near rocks, far rocks. Actually, also the truck right to my immediate front there too. That serves probably as a better, even a backdrop seat, because you can see right there in the front piece of the canopy there, how it sits right straight, right below the tires of that vehicle up there. Makes a great backdrop right there. So it's telling me that I'm holding my altitude pretty nicely there. So far rocks, near rocks, far rocks, near rocks. Now I'm going to go ahead and move over to another square over directly to my right here. What I'm going to do is going to go ahead and just slide over here. I'll just go cyclic just slightly right. This kind of a movement usually also requires pedal input, either left or right. I'm working on establishing a new far rocks and near rocks. And like I said, it's just very fine input. So right back over, hovering over this other square here, and my far rocks now, I have right straight ahead of me that piece of equipment. It sits right in front of the little tower there. It's the piece of equipment, or it's a vehicle actually. It sits right in front there, just off to the right, to the right side of the piano keys on the runway there. So far rocks. And now near rocks, I'm going to go ahead and pick, let's see, I'll take the second potato masher looking structure here from my right. So near rocks, far rocks, near rocks, far rocks. Okay, and that one is telling me I'm moving forward a little bit. So right there. Okay, now I'll go ahead and set it down. Nice and gentle. And sometimes if you feel yourself starting to lose control, you can use, like I said, find the key to it is find inputs. No rear movement. We're going back a little bit here, so you watch that rear movement all the time. Coming down. It's about fine inputs, fine cyclic inputs. Left, right, forward, aft. And sometimes you got to get a little bit aggressive with it too, especially if you start right there. I got a little bit. See what I mean right there? That's a perfect example. I got a little bit too aggressive with my pedal input, and so I got to get back online here. It's exactly what I was talking about. Okay, so back down. So what I'm talking about, what that is, and you call that when you start swinging back and forth out of control, is like a pendular. They call it the pendular effect, and it happens when you, like I said, you're balancing something on the end of a stick. So when that starts swinging out of control, then what I like to do is I like to get small yet aggressive inputs, left, right, forward, aft, whatever, to help to keep me get me controlled. And sometimes I use little minute circles too. Once I get it under control, to help me keep my control too. It's one of my other techniques, is to use little tiny circles, what I call. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and show off this helicopter a little bit more here. Open up my canopy, and I'm going to load the armament here, just so I can show you what it looks like. So I need my menu. F11. 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 Okay, so anyways, don't have voice attack open. Normally I use voice attack to open my menus for me, but anyways, so another day I'll see the armament for another day. But anyways, that pretty much concludes my tutorial for hovering. Just a basic thing, and till the next time I'm out, I am DanFlyingMan. Catch you next time. Son of a bitch.